Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Well, we've all survived this week. The heat wave, it wasn't exactly the apocalyptic event that we were all expecting. The way they were talking about it, it was going to be like that movie, The Day the Earth Caught Fire, but we got through it. It was only 2 days, and yes, it was a bit uncomfortable, but we managed to get through it. So I hope you're all doing well. Start this week with the usual shout outs. I've got some new subscribers. First one is Matthew Binney. Forgive me if I'm looking down at my notes, I have got them right in front of me. Matthew Binney, he runs a channel called VHS World. He lives in Australia. His channel consists of basically clips of VHS videos playing, clips, all that kind of thing. It's a cracking little channel. And if you like your VHS video, I think you'll get a bit of a kick out of this one. It's really nicely done. I've watched a couple of his videos and I'm quite impressed with them. I say he lives in Australia, so obviously my fame is spreading far and wide. So yeah, if you get the chance, it's called Matthew Binney VHS Video World. If you pop over and have a look, possibly subscribe to his channel, which I have done. Let's see, next one, Forgotten World of Movies. A guy named Andy. He does very similar videos to the ones I do. Just basically sits in front of the camera chatting about his films. Love his videos. I watched the Tom Hanks top 10 earlier. My God, that must have been a difficult one to compile. He's done so many movies. I'm not sure I could have narrowed it down to 10. But you did well with that one, mate. I was quite impressed. There were a couple. I might actually do a top 3 or 4 or 5 myself of Tom Hanks movies, because I bought another one a few weeks back that I haven't seen for ages and not had a chance to watch yet. So I may do in the coming weeks a sort of a top 5 of my favourite Tom Hanks movies. I've followed you on Instagram. I've also followed you on Letterboxd, which I'm on, and I've also added you to my related channels, mate, because I think your channel is absolutely brilliant. I'm really enjoying your videos. You've got one in there of movies that you probably saw way before you should have done, as in age-wise, 18 rated movies. I'm looking forward to having a look at that one later on. So yeah, welcome to the channel. Who else have I got? I've got to get this right. Toma Ovidiu. I really hope I've said that right, because this is my boss. Ovi, welcome to the channel, mate. I hope you're enjoying the content. I was really surprised to see you pop up as a new subscriber, but I always get a real kick out of seeing work colleagues subscribing. I think it's great. I really do. I love to know that colleagues of mine are actually watching the videos and hopefully enjoying them. So to you, Ovi, welcome to the channel. Also to Andy and also Matthew, welcome to the channel as well. Hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. Let's see. Next shout out is to Scott Anders. Oh my God, I am a jammy sod. That contest that he ran a few weeks ago, he hit 100 subscribers, and he ran a contest where he asked 3 questions. You could either put the answers in the comments or you could do a little video, and the prizes were Amazon gift vouchers. I only bloody won it. I was really surprised, but I tell you what, it rounded off a really nice day. So thanks ever so much for that, Scott. Really appreciate it. And also congratulations to the other 2 winners. I think Rick, you won one, and there was another one that I didn't recognise. I'm sorry, I didn't recognise yours. But yeah, I really was so chuffed, so chuffed that I won that. I've already had the gift voucher through, so I'll be cashing it in at some point, and I'll show off what it is I've bought with it. But really appreciate the opportunity to enter that, Scott. Yeah, it was great. That really rounded off not a perfect day, but a really good one. I will probably do something very similar I won't say if I hit 100 subscribers, I'll say when, because I tend to be getting 2 or 3 a week now, which I never ever thought would happen. When I first started the channel, somebody told me that I would basically have to bear with it probably for a year, possibly 2, before it really started to take off. And I didn't honestly believe it would, because I was only getting sort of maybe 1 a month or 2 a month. Now all of a sudden it's climbed to 2 or 3 a week, and I'm beginning to see that they were actually right with this. So when I do hit 100 subscribers, I hope you don't mind me nicking your idea, Scott, but I'm probably going to do exactly the same as you did, probably with 3 different questions though. And if it keeps going at the way it is, it's only going to be a few weeks away, hopefully. But we shall see. But yeah, that was a really nice surprise at the end of the day. That was. Still get a kick out of hearing the channel name mentioned by other people on YouTube. I think that's great. So that's Scott. Thanks for that, mate. Next, Savage Zombie Reviews. You've posted some videos on the group this week. Now then, Shazam. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of with you on this one. As you know, as you may not know, I'm actually working my way through the MCU at the moment. I'm lagging way behind. My next one is Thor. That shows how far behind I am. And I'm really enjoying the journey, but I tend to feel the way that you do. I wouldn't say there are way too many, because I know they are so popular they will probably never stop making them. But the more I work my way through the MCU, pretty much every couple of weeks I find that there's another one coming out, and then 2 or 3 weeks later there's another one coming out, and I'm thinking, Christ almighty, slow down, I can't keep up with this. So pretty much like you, as much as I'm enjoying going through the MCU films, I do tend to think that sort of CGI, superhero, special effecty kind of films tend to dominate the market at the moment. I remember reading a copy of Empire magazine a few months back, and I was flicking through it, and it was like every other page was something to do with a superhero or a Marvel movie or a DC movie, and it's like, have I got any room in the magazine for anything else apart from that? I mean, as you know, I love like dramas and some action films, horror movies, the odd comedy, independent movies, and this sort of thing, and those are a far cry from all the Marvel stuff. But given the choice, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, between watching a superhero movie and watching an independent film, I know which one I'd go for, and I think you pretty much know which one I would go for as well. So yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one, mate. I think they're dominating the market at the moment. There are far too many of them, and I will try to keep up with them, but keeping up with them is not bloody easy. And it really, there goes the door. I've tried to leave the door open for the dog, but there's a draft going through, and it's just shut it, so I have to stand up to let the dog out. Please forgive me. So your other videos, let's see, John Wick 4. Never seen one, never watched one, but you are really passionate about this one. You are so looking forward to it, and I get the feeling that a lot of the members of the group will definitely be looking forward to it. I know these movies have got one hell of a following. Keanu Reeves, isn't it? So yeah, I can tell you're passionate about that one. Not sure they're really my kind of thing. A little too much bone crunching and arms snapping and stuff like that. And I do believe they kill his dog. Have I got that right? In one of the movies, I probably wouldn't get past that bit, but I know you're passionate about it, so yeah, I don't know whether I should watch one of those or not. What's the other one? Prey, the Predator sequel or prequel or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I was really enthusiastic about it when I first heard about it, but the more time goes on, the more I think, oh, is it really going to be any good? And you know, another week goes by and it's like, oh, I'm not really bothered whether I watch it now or not. I probably will give it a go. I believe it's going to be streaming on one of the channels rather than a theatrical release, but I'll probably give it a go. But I must admit, enthusiasm is on the wane a little for the Predator movies. Whether it's because I've only ever seen the first one and I did enjoy it immensely and still do, I don't know, maybe I need to catch up with the other sequels or the other movies and see what I think. But not exactly fired up about that one, I have to admit. And the final one was Halloween Ends. Really, really looking forward to it. Can't wait to see this. But like I've said before, I really, really, truly hope that they're going to leave it. Um, is Michael Myers going to die at this one, or is he not? It's anybody's guess. And if he does die, is he going to come back? Are we going to get Halloween Begins again in 5 years or 2 years or something? I hope they've got the good sense to leave it alone for a good while, because I think the formula is getting a little bit tired now. And as much as they've got the cult following that they have, Jamie Lee Curtis is absolutely brilliant in everything she does. That Halloween theme by John Carpenter, unmistakable. And I do enjoy the movies, and I will always watch them when they're on. But like the Friday the 13th movies, which I also adore, I can't help thinking they've taken it as far as they can go. As Friday the 13th goes, I would love to see a reboot of that, just to see what they do with it. But I honestly think that if that didn't work, I would give up on it and just say, do you know what? Leave it alone. It's fine the way it is. So yeah, some great videos, mate. Keep posting them by all means. The website, I asked for suggestions last week on what to possibly do with it. Chris, you were saying that you want to see the latest purchases on there. I can do that. I can definitely do that. I think that's a cracking idea. Also, maybe turn it into a weekly diary of what I've actually been watching, sort of a sum up kind of thing. For those that don't know the channel, they can just pop over to the website, see what I've been buying, maybe even the soundtracks and stuff like that, possibly the vinyl. So I'm going to take it in a slightly different direction, and I think that's probably a good way to start it, is to make it a little more personal, as opposed to just a load of reviews. I mean, the first thing I'm going to do later this morning is to basically pop an apology on there to everyone that's visited the website and not seen any fresh content on there for, it must be 8 weeks, must be 2 months, 3 months possibly, since I put anything on there. And I really, really do need to get back into that. And as I said last week, what I want to do is get, let's see, the website, Letterboxd, Instagram, the Facebook group, all running alongside each other. That's the dream, is to basically have all of that and to sync it all together, and maybe do all the posts on a Saturday morning so that everybody's got the whole weekend to take a look at them if they want, rather than posting videos on Sunday evenings at 10 o'clock when everybody's probably in bed. That's the plan. So yeah, I like that idea, Chris. I'm going to run with that one. But the first thing that's going on there is an apology to all the people that have been visiting the website and haven't seen anything new on there for quite a while. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to give that a go. Another idea that came out this week, Challenge Tony. I can't for the life of me remember how this came about. Did I talk about something that I'd watched that was really sort of upsetting or challenging? I can't remember. You'll have to remind me, guys. But I love the idea of this Challenge Tony, even though I am fairly certain that you guys are just going to be recommending movies that you know for a fact I'm not going to be able to watch or stomach or whatever. Was it Freddy Got Fingered? Was it that one that started me off? I can't remember. But I do like the idea of it. I mean, if you want to challenge me to watch something that you don't think I can cope with, I think it was Freddy Got Fingered, because they used those words, cope with. If you guys want to challenge me to watch something that you don't think I can manage, then please feel free to throw the odd title at me. I'll certainly give it a go. There were two that I've been putting off for quite a while. Chris, you'll know about these. Two Mel Gibson movies. One is The Passion of the Christ, which is so outrageously violent. I'm not sure I'd get past the first half hour, but I'm certainly willing to give it a go. And Apocalypto, it's another Mel Gibson directed movie. about the Mayan civilization, and that's apparently quite violent too. So those are two that would definitely challenge me without a doubt. Let me just turn the page on my notes. Just bear with me a second. I've got them all written down here. There we go. Oh yes. I'm talking of things that challenge me. Joe Raven at work. Morning, Joe, if you're watching. He suggested he put it as a goggle box type video, and what I think he was getting at is me filming me watching something that I would not normally watch and just getting my reaction sort of live to it. I believe they call them reaction videos. Now I've got to figure out how you do these, whether I could just do it exactly as I'm doing it now, just film me, but I will be sort of over here watching it on the PC. I don't know, but that would be a definite that would be a cracking idea for Challenge Tony, without a doubt, because you would literally see my reaction. And I know for a fact you will be sort of recommending these outrageously violent movies, because I know you guys just want to see me going, oh God, oh no, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I think that's a cracking idea, Joe. I'm going to run with that one, but I've got to figure out how to do it first. I want to make sure it's done right. So, yep, that one's been taken under advisement. We've got a new section, and this was recommended or suggested to me by one of the security guards where I work, Danny. This is a nice idea, mate. I really, really like this one. What it entails is basically me getting you guys to either write down or message me on Facebook, or however you want to do it, on Instagram or in the comments below, your top 10 favourite movies. And every week I'll read out a top 10 in reverse order and just basically tell you what I thought of them, whether I've seen them, just briefly, very briefly. So I thought I'd start with Danny, seeing as he suggested it. He wrote these down for me. These are his top 10. Let's see now, number 10, Fast and Furious. I've seen the first one, really, really enjoyed it for what it was. Lots of fast cars. Yeah, I mean, it was loud, youth type boy racer entertainment. I mean, it was all right. I bought the box set, so I really, really need to catch up with the rest of them in the franchise. But for some reason I've been putting it off. I really don't. Maybe that'll end up on Sequelophobia, I don't know. But yeah, I've seen the first Fast and the Furious and did quite enjoy it. Number 9 is Rush Hour. I don't know whether I've seen this or not, to be honest. It's Jackie Chan and is it Chris Rock? Oh, Chris Rock just irritates the hell out of me. That's probably one reason why I've maybe not seen it. But I do like the odd Jackie Chan movie. I've seen a couple of them, really, really enjoyed them. So that's one I could put on my watch list. Number 8, Shaft. Now then, depends which one you're talking about. We talked about this at work. I enjoyed the 1971 original with Richard Roundtree. I thought it was excellent. The theme from Shaft was number 1 in the charts in 1971. It was everywhere. You couldn't avoid it. And I love that movie. The Samuel L. Jackson sort of reboot of it with Christian Bale was really good, and I believe he's done another one where his son turns up. That's one I need to watch, but the original Shaft movie I really, really enjoyed, and would definitely watch again. Number 7, Bad Boys. Sorry, not seeing that one. This is one that the group are constantly trying to get me to watch. Let's see now, Will Smith and somebody else, I can't remember, don't know. But that is one that I really do need to watch. I watched the trailer for it a few weeks back when they were trying to get me to watch it, and I did watch it and think, actually that doesn't look bad. So that is on my watch list. I believe it's on Netflix at the moment, or it was. So maybe that's one to catch up with at some point. Number 6, Lilo and Stick. Lilo and Stick. It's an animated thing. I've never seen it. I don't really do animated movies as such. I do enjoy the original Disney movies up to about 1973, which is when they did their adaptation of Robin Hood. Anything before that, I love. So like the Aristocats, Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Fantasia, love all of those. But anything after that, like the Lion King, I've never seen them. So that's a bit of a mystery. I believe Lilo and Stitch is a Disney one, isn't it? But no, I haven't seen that one, so I can't comment on that. Number 5, Straight Outta Compton. Oh God, how do I even put this? If it's got rap music in it, I probably absolutely would not enjoy it. So perhaps that is a Challenge Tony title. I don't know. I believe it's quite a long film as well. Is it something like 2.5, maybe 3 hours long? Or am I thinking of something else? Normally, if anything's got a rap soundtrack, I tend to avoid it like the plague because I have a real absolute loathing of rap music. I have done since it first came out and first started. So Straight Outta Compton, as soon as I saw the DVD sleeve, I thought, no. But maybe, I don't know, possibly. Number 4, Iron Man. Loved it. Watched that one a few weeks back. Robert Downey Jr. Superb movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, part of the MCU journey that I'm taking at the moment. So, yeah, really enjoyed that one. Number 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. I've not got that far yet. I'm only as far as Thor. I'm trying to watch them in the order that it is recommended you watch them. I don't know whether it's chronological or what they call it, but I'm working my way through. The last one I watched was Iron Man 2, so the next one is Thor. I really need to get a copy of that on order, actually. So Iron Man, really enjoyed it. Spider-Man No Way Home, not got that far yet, but if there are any MCU movies that I'm looking forward to more than any other, it's probably the Spider-Man one. So I keep getting tempted to jump ahead, but I promised I would do it in order, so that's what I'm going to do. 2, Get Rich or Die Trying. Same story as Straight Outta Compton. 50 Cent. Oh God, why? Not my kind of film. Maybe that's another one for challenge. I don't know. The other one I've not seen, which is along the same lines, I believe, is the Eminem film called. Oh God, what's it called? He did a film, didn't he, where he virtually played himself. Can't remember. That'll come back to me when I'm not thinking of. But I've not seen Get Rich or Die Trying. Again, it's got a rap soundtrack, so I probably wouldn't go for it. Rocky 3, number 1. Cracking choice. I've always said that I've only ever seen the original Rocky, the first one from 1976. It turns out I have actually seen Rocky 3. It's another one of those movies. It came out, I think, in 1982. It was difficult to avoid. It was everywhere. Eye of the Tiger by Survivor was number 1 in the charts, and it was number 1 for the longest time. And Rocky 3 was always being advertised as, coming to a cinema near you. And I did actually watch it. I believe it was on VHS. Now, this is the one with Mr. T in, if I remember right. So there are actually 2 Rocky films that I have seen, Rocky and Rocky 3. It's the rest that I need to catch up with. But that's a good choice and a good list, mate. I was really pleased with that one. So, yeah. Any of you want to, write your top 10s down, either message to me or Instagram me or pop them in the comments below, or if obviously if you're a work colleague, just write them down and bring them to me. I'm normally cleaning somewhere about, and I'll be happy to read them out and pass some quick thoughts on them. So yeah, I'm liking that. I'm really enjoying that one. So yeah, any more lists of top 10s that you've got, get them to me and I'll do one a week. I would really, really like that. Now then, what else have I got here? Let's see. Films I need to watch. Right. I'm going to try and watch these for next week, and the reason being is that I got pulled up last night about not having watched Freddy Got Fingered, and I explained why I'd not watched it. But one of the movies I need to watch is Freddy Got Fingered. Another one I promised I'd watch this weekend is Three-Headed Shark Attack. Yeah. Another security guard. I've got quite a following in the security fraternity. I mean, if I ever make it mega famous and I need protection, I've got people that I can call upon to personal bodyguards and all this sort of thing. But he recommended this to me after an extraordinary conversation we had about the movie Jaws, which I'm not going to share right now. but I will be doing when I've watched Three-Headed Shark Attack. So I'll be talking about that one next week. Three more movies that I need to check out. Whether it's going to be next week or not, I don't know. Are Rubber, which is a movie about a killer tyre. Yep, Tyre. Slacks, a movie about killer jeans. Yep, jeans. And Velocipasta, which is a movie about a man of the cloth, a pastor who can turn into, I believe, a velociraptor to fight crime, and his sidekick isn't a superhero, she's a prostitute. Why am I watching these? Because I love these kind of movies. You are talking to the man or looking at the man that enjoyed thoroughly the movie Killer Sofa and the legendary Larmageddon, which I really should publish that review again for those of you that have never seen them. Two absolutely cracking movies, very low budget. I thoroughly enjoyed them, and I love that kind of thing. And I think there is a place for this kind of movie on the channel, without a doubt. Because we all occasionally watch what we would class as crap movies. Larmageddon was definitely really bad. Killer Sofa was not bad at all. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was not bad at all. And I'm not just saying that because the director, Bernie Rao, is actually a subscriber of mine. I was really surprised about that one, but he did actually subscribe to the channel. But I did really enjoy Killer Sofa. So yeah, I think there's room for those kind of movies on the channel. And also, hopefully, I'm going to get to look at The Day the Earth Caught Fire, which is a movie I mentioned earlier, which is to do with basically the Earth and everybody on it dying in a heat wave. So very topical. It's a film from about 1963, so it's an old black and white one, but I remember loving this years ago. I saw it and I watched it over and over again. It's one of those type of movies that I enjoyed that much. Repeated viewings were, not an issue. So that's one I need to catch up with, because I've just recently bought a BFI restored version of it. So I need to have a look at that one. And finally, Le Vion Rose. I'm never going to get all these watched next week, but I'm going to concentrate on Freddy Got Fingered and Three-Headed Shark Attack, because they're the ones that I promised I would watch sort of pretty sharp. Le Vion Rose is obviously the story of Edith Piaf, which has also been recommended to me. Watched the trailer last week, really loved it, and thought, yeah, I do need to watch that. Let's see, Rick, that video you put on of Straight to Video, that store in Alfreton, cracking video, mate, and what a place. He's going to do really well with that. He really is. Somebody put in the comments underneath that, is it a viable business? I think it is. I reckon it is. If he gets a website going and on Facebook and Instagram and all that sort of thing, he'll have people coming from all over. So yeah, I thought that looked great. It was literally like stepping back in time, just as, this place full of VHS videos and action figures. I mean, Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop had an action figure made of him. Who knew? I never realised that. There were all sorts in there. So yeah, I think that's going to do really well, and really enjoyed the video, Rick, without a doubt. And Chris's VHS journey. Love Drop Dead Fred. I haven't seen it for a long time, but watching that on VHS must have been brilliant. Really looking forward to the next one you do, mate, without a doubt, and I need to catch up with Drop Dead Fred again. But yeah, I really enjoyed that video. I'm loving these VHS things that you're doing. So, right, that's end of part one. I'll be back in a few seconds with a little more for you. Take care, folks, and I'll be back shortly. Hey, hope you lot, welcome back. I'm wondering whether I should do these videos slightly differently. I know I say this every week, but maybe I should upload part one and treat this as a separate entity. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or do you prefer me to leave them sort of 45-50 minutes long, because they seem to be getting longer every week, which isn't a problem for me. I mean, I'd love sitting here talking to you lot, but the upload time, as far as editing the video. They take about 4 hours. I just have to join everything together, and I use a program called Photo on Microsoft, which I've been asked not to use. Apparently, Shotcut is a lot better, and I'll also get better results with it. I really need to get into that. But what do you guys think? Should I do part 1 and part 2 as separate entities, make the upload a bit faster? Let me know what you think. Right, first off, a couple of reviews. First one is this, Gangs of New York. This was released in 2002. I haven't got round to watching it yet. I watched it last night for the first time and absolutely loved it. It's Martin Scorsese, as you will all know, and it stars, let me get this, I've got to read this cast out from my list because there's so many: Leo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, Jim Broadbent, Henry Thomas, who was the kid from E.T. But the acting honours, without a doubt, are stolen by Daniel Day-Lewis, who plays Bill, the butcher cutting. Oh wow, what an absolutely nasty piece of work he is. Absolutely brilliant film, really enjoyed it. 2 hours and 45, so it's not a short movie, it's a long haul, but it's worth it. Every minute or so there is something going off in there. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of those movies that you look at society now and you think it's bad now. Just go back to how New York was way back then, because we're going back to about 1840, something like that, which I believe is when it starts, and then it jumps 16 years. I mean, for those of you that haven't seen it, it's a very basic revenge tale. Young Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was sort of 5 or 6, witnesses the murder of his father in a gang fight, murdered by Daniel Day-Lewis's character, Bill the Butcher, and he goes away for 16 years to a reform school and then comes back with the aim of killing Bill. It's really sort of, I mean, New York back then, it was very Dickensian. And you look at the character of Bill the Butcher, and he's very similar to Bill Sykes. That it's that kind of a thing. And obviously Cameron Diaz is his Nancy. That's how it appeared to me. But it's violent. It's very bloody. Beautifully written. The actual scenes of New York itself back then are impeccably done. Really well done. You are transported right back to the mid 1800s. Which is basically what gave rise to the city of New York, and all that culminated in the draft riots, when they were drafting people into the American Civil War. You're looking at the time that was just after Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery. So if you get the chance to watch it, it is 2 hours and 45 minutes, but it is nearly 3 hours very well spent, and I will be watching it again. If this was a bin it or keep it, this would absolutely be a keeper. So that's Gangs of New York, worth every minute. The other one I got a chance to watch last night was A Time to Kill. Now this is a John Grisham adaptation of one of his books. Obviously he does books about the law, solicitors, lawyers, that kind of thing. Let's see who's in this. Matthew McConaughey is in here. Sandra Bullock is in this. Kiefer and Donald Sutherland acting in the same film. That was brilliant. And Samuel L. Jackson as basically the black man who is tried for murder. His daughter is raped and attacked early on in the film in a scene which is really difficult to watch. The two protagonists are brought to trial, and Samuel Jackson's character, Carly, I believe his name is, shoots them as they appear in court, and is then obviously charged with murder. This is quite easily one of the best courtroom dramas I have ever seen. It's another long film, it's 2.5 hours, but it absolutely flew by. So if you get the chance to watch it, it's called A Time to Kill. I believe it's from about 1992. So it's an oldish film, but it is absolutely worth watching. And my only regret is that I never caught up with it sooner. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that one. If you like your courtroom dramas, this is one of the finest examples I think I've ever seen of that. So yeah, definitely. Right, what have I been watching this week? Or what have I been buying this week, I should say. I saw this on eBay and couldn't resist it. Um, Carry on. Music from the films. These are not the original tracks, but they're done by the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra, and to be honest, you cannot tell the difference. And this is basically the themes from a lot of the Carry On movies, which I love, absolutely love. The only thing that's missing is little snippets of dialogue. There's another Carry On album out there, which I'm looking at getting, which actually includes little snippets of dialogue from each film. And that's one I really want to get, but I couldn't resist this. I think it cost about £7 or something like that, but it was on eBay, so it was well worth it. That's going in the car at some point very shortly. This one was recommended to me by Jason, who put something on about it last week. I can't remember what it was, but I liked the look of it. Saw it on Amazon for £3, so I thought, why not? Sunshine on Leaf. Never seen it, know very little about it. It's a kind of a musical, I believe. Simply Glorious, the feel fabulous film of the year. So I'm looking forward to having a look at that one. He recommended. I mean, I wouldn't have thought Jason was. I didn't know you were a musical type, but you seem to be very enthusiastic for this one. So I'm looking forward to having a look at that one at some point. And finally, I was talking about this one with Caroline last weekend. And I thought, you know what? I've never seen it. I'm going to order a copy because the BFI have just done their usual sterling job of restoring it. It's a dual format one as well, so it's obviously got the DVD and the Blu-ray. Let me try to pronounce this right. Les yeux sans visage, which translates to Eyes Without a Face. It's one of the French New Wave cinemas. It's a horror film. I know very, very little about it, apart from the fact it caused a bit of controversy at the time when it came out. Because of its surgery scenes, which I'm really not sure I'm going to get on with, but I'm going to give it a go. And we were also talking about, I was saying to Caroline, is it any relation to the Billy Idol track Eyes Without a Face from the 80s? And I looked up, and it is actually, he based that song partly on this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a look at that one. I love a bit of French cinema, as you know, so I'm going to be quite enthusiastic about watching that one. Now then, bin it or keep it. There are two for this week. First off, that one, Dare the Jackal. That is an absolute binner without a doubt, but the only reason it's a binner is because I found it on Blu-ray, and that's the only reason it's a binner. Otherwise it would absolutely be 100% a keeper without a doubt. So yeah, that's a keeper. The DVD off to the charity shop. The other one, I rewatched this one night last week. I wasn't sure whether I'd feel the same about it, but I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Not Quite Hollywood. Now this is the story. It's a documentary of Ozploitation. A lot of movies, Australian movies in the 70s, were literally batshit crazy, and if you needed proof of that, this is the documentary to watch. Interviews with lots of stars, including George Lazenby, who played Bond briefly in Her Majesty's Secret Service. These movies were done in the days before health and safety. The outrageous risks these guys took with the actors' lives is just literally criminal. But if you want an entertaining documentary talking about films like Mad Dog Morgan, Wake in Fright, what was the other one? There was another one. Mad Max is in there, because I mean that was classed as Ozploitation when it first came out, because obviously it was outrageously violent and it was very sort of comic strip-ish. So there was that one. There's quite a few others. Turkey Shoot. There's a lot of movies in here that you will have seen over the years that you probably didn't realise were Ozploitation films. But yeah, this is absolutely a keeper. I didn't think I'd feel the same about it this time round, but yeah, I loved it. So yeah, this is an absolute keeper. Let's see, book of the week is this one, Slade in Flame. This is the novelisation of the movie Slade, the movie Flame, I should say, which became known as Slade in Flame because everybody kept referring to the movie as it's Slade in Flame. as I say, this is the novelisation of the movie, which is the story of a local band from Birmingham climbing the ladder of success, the charts, radio airplay, that kind of thing, and all the pitfalls and etc. that come with it. Mark Kermode calls this the Citizen Kane of rock movies, or pop movies. I love this. I absolutely love this film. I've only seen it once, but I really need to take that one in again. And I did publish a review on the website of this. I think I'll have to take a look, and if I can find it, I'll pop it on the Facebook page. But yeah, I read this book before I watched the film, and it is actually very faithful to the movie. This is an old edition. This is from 1974, so it's looking a little bit faded now. But this is one I could quite happily read again. That's Slade in Flames soundtrack for this week. We're going back to 1979 with this one. Oops, let me put my coffee down. Just in case you're wondering what I've actually got in here, by the way, it's Herbal Tea. Life in the fast lane, eh? Herbal Tea. The Rose. The movie stars Bette Midler as a rock singer. And as much as it's been denied over the years, I think this is basically the story of Janis Joplin. Everything about it screams Janis Joplin. And it's another movie about the rock world, the pop world, the world of making records, going on tour, the pitfalls and all that sort of thing. I absolutely adored this movie when it came round. I've loved Bette Midler ever since. I thought she was superb in this. The soundtrack, that's the back of it. This has basically got all of the concert tracks on there, including the recording she did of the track The Rose, which actually became one of her most famous records. But I love this. I've played this to death over the years. The state of it, I dread to think. I mean, that's all faded. But this is a cracking soundtrack, and one that I keep meaning to get on CD, and I also need this on Blu-ray at some point. I can't even get the whole thing in. There you go, that's better. But yeah, this is a cracking soundtrack, and the movie, if you've not seen it, highly 100% recommend it. From 1979, I believe this was her feature film debut, and she absolutely shone in this and went on to much greater things. But this, to me, is her finest movie. I know people say Beaches is her best movie, but that movie is just way too depressing for me. I've only seen it a couple of times, and it just destroys me every time. So I always come back to The Rose in the end. But if you've never seen it, look this one up. The movie, it is absolutely brilliant. Right, I think the only thing now is quote encounters. This might be a slightly difficult one, I don't know. I'm not going to give you any clues on this, but you may spot this straight away, Jason, possibly. And it goes like this. No, the blood stays on the knife, son. That's it. No, the blood stays on the knife, son. That's it. Pop your answers in the comments, or do your usual memes, because I still love me memes. Right, I think that's it for this week. Thanks ever so much for joining me. If you've got any ideas on the website or the Facebook group, my new subscribers, by the way, if you want to pop over and join the Facebook group, you'll be made more than welcome. We're a great bunch of people who just chat about films. We've got a thread running at the moment called 50 Years of Film, where we're all putting our 3 favourite films from each year on every day. And it's been going great guns. We're loving that. So if any of you new subscribers, Matthew, Andy from World of Forgotten Movies, or Ovi, just go onto Facebook and look up RetroMovieZone ChitChat, and you'll find my group. Just hit join the group, and obviously we will accept you straight away. Right, that really is it. Have a great week, folks, and I will join you again, chatting to you next week. Have a great week. And take care, everybody. See you soon. Ta-da.